Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel Stats Wizard. In my previous two videos, I've discussed about the introduction to quantitative techniques, how it evolved, how it is useful to solve the modern business problems. Also, we have discussed about what is statistics, what are the classification of statistics, and what are the various ways of calculating statistical inferences. In my second video, that is measures of central tendency, I've discussed about what is average, what are the functions of average, and what are the characteristics of average. Along with, we have also understood what are the different measures of central tendency. We have discussed mean, median, mode, harmonic mean as well as geometric mean. In today's video, we will be discussing in detail about the calculation of mean, median and mode. So before proceeding for the calculation part, let me give you a chart which explains you how to calculate these three different measures. Let us start with the calculation of mean. So you can observe from the chart here, there are three different cases. Case number one is individual observation, case number two is discrete series, and case number three is continuous series. So these three cases are common for calculating arithmetic mean, median as well as mode, but the way of calculating is different. Now suppose if individual observations are given, that is when only x values are given, mean can be calculated using two methods, direct method as well as shortcut method. The formula for direct method is x bar is equal to summation. So the symbol which I have represented is summation x divided by n. I will explain you how to calculate summation x and what is n when I am calculating the problems on mean. Under shortcut method, we have formula x bar is equal to capital A plus summation d divided by small n, where A is equal to assumed mean, D is equal to x minus A. Again, while calculating, I'll tell you what is assumed mean and how to calculate D value. So these are the two methods which we are using to calculate mean under case 1, that is when individual observations are given, that is when only x values are given. Now, if the given problem is of case number 2, that is if discrete series are given, when x values and frequency values are given, there are again two methods for calculating mean, direct method as well as shortcut method. The formula for direct method is x bar is equal to summation f into x divided by capital N. There is a lot of difference between small n and capital N in case number 1 as well as case number 2. In case number 1, small n represents number of observations, whereas in case number 2, capital N represents total of frequency. Again, while solving the problem, I'll tell you how to do this. Then the formula for shortcut method is x bar is equal to a plus summation f into d divided by capital N, where a is equal to assumed mean, d is equal to x minus a, and capital N is total of frequency. So these are the two methods used to calculate mean under case number 2. Now, if the given problem is of case 3, that is when class interval and frequency is given, there are three methods for calculating mean: direct method, shortcut method as well as step deviation method. So whatever the method you use, whether you are using direct method, shortcut method or step deviation, answer remains same. Why are we discussing all these three is sometimes in the examination they may ask you to calculate mean using direct method, or calculate mean using shortcut method, or calculate mean using step deviation method. So if any of the methods they ask you to calculate, you should be able to know how to calculate it. That is the reason why I am giving all the methods of calculating mean under three different cases. Now, under continuous series, under direct method, mean can be calculated using the formula x bar is equal to summation f into m divided by capital N, where m is equal to midpoint of class interval and n is equal to capital N is equal to total of frequency. Again, I'll explain you how to calculate midpoint of class interval when we are discussing the problems. Under shortcut method, mean can be calculated using the formula x bar is equal to capital A plus summation f into d divided by capital N. Here d is equal to m minus a. In the previous case, you might have observed d is equal to x minus a, but here d is equal to m minus a because x values are not given. You have to consider midpoint of class interval as x value. Then third step is step deviation method. Third method of calculating mean under case 3 is step deviation method. The formula is x bar is equal to capital A plus summation f into d dash divided by capital N into h, where d dash is equal to m minus a by h and h is width of the class interval. Okay, now let us just understand the different ways of calculating mean under three different cases. Okay, don't worry about all these, what is h, m and all. While calculating in detail about the problems, I'll give you the clear explanation of what are these terminologies and how to calculate. Now let us understand how to calculate median under the same three different cases. Now under case number 1, when individual observations are given, mean can be calculated by two different ways. They are not method, two different ways. What it is? First, when individual observations are given and asked you to calculate median, you have to arrange the data in ascending order or descending order. Okay, it is not mandate that every time you have to arrange the data in ascending order, or it is not mandate that every time you have to arrange the data in descending order. Either of the way, either arrange in ascending order or arrange in descending order. Now once you arrange the given data in ascending or descending order, find out the number of observations, that is the x values. If the number of observations given is odd, then middle value n plus 1 by 2, here it is small n plus 1 by 2 gives the value of median. Okay, please remember, if the given observations is of odd number, then you have to use the formula n plus 1 by 2, that itself gives you the value of median. Now suppose if the given series is an even series, that is the given observations is even, then you have to use the formula n by 2 as well as n plus 1 by 2, so that will give you the value of median. Under case 2, that is discrete series is given, median can be calculated by using the cumulative frequency. We have to find out capital N plus 1 by 2. If the cumulative frequency is greater than N plus 1 by 2, that will give you the value of median. While solving the problems, I'll explain you in detail how to do this. Under continuous series, when class interval and frequency is given, first we have to find out the median class corresponding to the class cumulative frequency which is greater than n by 2. So we have to calculate first n by 2 and see that whether the cumulative frequency is greater than n by 2. What is cumulative frequency? Again, I'll explain you while solving the problem. Once we find the cumulative frequency and check whether it is greater than n by 2, apply the formula median is equal to L plus h by f into capital N by 2 minus c, where L is equal to lower limit of median class, h is equal to width of the median class interval, f is equal to frequency of corresponding median class, and c is equal to corresponding frequency. This video is only an informative slide about how to calculate mean, median and mode using three different cases. In the next classes, first we will understand that all the three different cases of calculating mean using different methods. Then one by one we'll move on to median as well as mode. Now let us understand how to calculate mode using three different cases. Under individual observation, mode can be calculated just by observation. That is, the variate which occurs maximum number of times itself is the value of mode. So you have to observe the number of observations given. That number which is repeated maximum number of times gives you the value of mode. Now you can ask me a question, what if the number is not repeated? There is a formula for that. If the number is not repeated, then mode can be calculated using the formula 3 times median minus 2 times mean. So under discrete series, mode can be calculated by the method of grouping. So grouping is such a complicated technique for calculating. It takes a lot of time to calculate. I'll show you one example how to calculate mode when we are discussing this. Under continuous series, mode can be calculated using the formula mode is equal to Fm minus F1 divided by 2 times Fm minus F1 minus F2 into H, where Fm stands for frequency of model class, F1 is frequency of the class preceding the model class, F2 is frequency of the class succeeding the model class, and H is equal to width of the class interval. So, before we start with the calculation part of mean, median and mode, I kindly request you to go through all these ways of calculating mean, median and mode under 3 different cases. So, once you are clear with the formulas, it is very easy for you to calculate the problems on mean, median as well as mode. Okay, I hope you find this video useful. So, kindly like, share as well as subscribe my channel for finding out new videos for calculating mean, median as well as mode. Okay, thank you so much.